You know how New York Times does like best book of the century. This book for me is the best book written ever. A very, very, very warm welcome to my book review video. I mean, it's been so long. Even I don't remember how long it has been because I just gave up on sharing my love for books, which I realize now is something that I should not have done. So, the book I'm going to talk about today is very much current. It is very much something that everybody should read if you haven't by now, like me. It's a sob fest because it is so real. Like 10 pages into the book, I was crying, I was laughing, I was smiling with them. And knowing what is going on in the world currently and reading this book, it's such a juxtaposition that I am reading about something which is ongoing, which has happened in the past. That's why this book is written and it is still going on. It breaks my heart into a thousand pieces. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the book that I have loved dearly and is you know how New York Times does like best book of the century and all of that, yada yada yada. This book for me is the best book written ever. I mean, ever. And it is, just drum rolls, it is this beauty. Mornings in Jenin by the author Susan Abulhawa. I read the book The Blue Between Sky and Water like 4 5 years back, and at that time, that book opened the world for me because I had no idea what was going on in Palestine. But the reality is there. The book begins with the character Amal facing an Israeli soldier with a gun to her head, and that's just the prelude. Of course, the author leaves us for wanting more, and she just makes us go back to the beginning before Amal was even born, how she came to be a part of this scenario. And the worst part is, throughout the book, I knew that this character is going to face the Israeli soldier, and that is what broke me into million pieces when that situation came. I mean, the reality hits you hard. It hits you in the stomach. It hits you in. It brings out the humanity in you. And I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about this book. And I know, I'm pretty sure there are so many reviews out there, and there are so many people who already read this book. But this is just me doing my part, standing up for people who are suffering out there. And it's just wrong on so many levels. Anyway, let's go back to the book and not about humanity and all. The life of this character Amal and her family. Like before Amal is born, she has a family, she has siblings, and the family friends. The book follows everybody's journey. There are few characters which I would have really liked to know what happened to them, because for a brief period in the book they are not mentioned, but they're mentioned later on. And this book has facts. Let's not forget that. This book has facts. The author has quoted all the major articles to make you realize that this is true. This is what is happening. It's not a fiction book. Even though it's titled under that, that's purely for marketing purpose because this book is is reality. And I urge you to please pick it up, to please speak up. And I mean, I don't want to make any political comments over here, but what is happening is wrong. There are so many countries who are going through war. I know that, you know that, but what are you doing about it? I mean, I cannot wait. I mean, it would be wrong of me to wait for this author to write another book about the genocide going on right now. You have to open your eyes. And I know this video went from a review to something else. I think uh, this video particularly is I have done for myself more than for others, and it's been 6 minutes since I've been ranting. So I will stop and I will just urge you to go pick up this book. Do not start with any other book by Susan Abul Hawa. That is what I would say. Start with this one, Mornings in Jenin, and then you can go work your way forward with all of her other works. Just go read, go enjoy, go sob like a baby, and just go meet these characters. You're gonna love them. Bye. Done. And my hair, should I tie it? No, no. I've realized that my hair over here will not settle ever. So I'm gonna ignore them. You should too.